Hi everyone, I'm Cody W3AMG with Bridgecom Systems, and today we're going to be showing you how to take your plug and play package and add your local repeaters to it. We get asked this question all the time. Hey, I got a plug and play package, or I'm thinking about getting one, but what do I do about my local repeaters? There's usually a few of them folks want to talk on, and today we're going to show you how you can have the best of both worlds. Get on the air fast and talk to people around the world with your plug and play package, but not miss out on some of that local analog or digital activity. So before we get started, a couple quick announcements. We actually just launched a brand new giveaway. It's the Easter egg hunt giveaway. Now the cool part about this giveaway, there's tons of Easter eggs on different videos, different social media platforms, and different things around the Bridgecom community. So definitely go check that giveaway out. We got links in the description, I believe, and check out what it's all about. Going to be a great chance for you to win a lot of ham radio gear, completely free to you. There will be one grand prize winner to that. So definitely check that out. Also, we are going to be doing a giveaway live here today for every user, normal members. We're giving away a 1-year subscription to Bridgecom Plus. That gets you access to Bridgecom University, all the courses in there, gets you access to the special community Discord server of all the Bridgecom Plus members and like-minded hams, gets you exclusive giveaways, exclusive deals, early access, all kinds of cool stuff, and so much more. We're giving away a 1-year subscription of that today. You do have to be present to win, so make sure you stick around. Drawings for the giveaways are going to be at 11:30 Central Time, so in about half an hour or so. Also, for Bridgecom Plus members only, we're giving away a brand new AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus today as well. So if you're part of that exclusive club, you can have a chance to win this. You'll also have better odds because there's less people in that currently. So definitely check that out. If you're not a Bridgecom Plus member, you can become one today. So also want to let you guys know we're always here for you. So if you need help, give us a call, 816-532-8451. We could help you get set up with a plug and play package, help you get your radio ID, whatever you need, or if you're having trouble, we'll help you get it working. So definitely take advantage of the resource. Got a lot of good folks here wanting to help you. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have my plug and play package here. Got my SkyBridge and the radio. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect my radio up to the computer. So we'll plug in the radio here, plug in our programming cable. Just like that, we've got our radio turned on. Now I'm going to plug the other end of that cable in my computer. Just like that. There we go. Now on your computer itself, you'll want to open up the CPS, the correct version for your radio. So I have it open here already. Now to verify that, what you'll do on the radio is click on Menu. There we go. We'll click on Menu, and we're going to go down to Settings, and then go to Device Info. You'll scroll down to Device Info, and go down a couple menus there, and we can see the firmware version. In this case, it's 2.04. That's what we're looking for on the CPS, and that just verifies you have the correct version of the software to work with your radio. So we do have that software opened up. Now at this point in our plug and play package, you're probably not going to have anything on your computer if this is your first time working with this. Regardless, first thing you want to do is read from that radio. So go up here, click on the COM port button, this little icon. Looks like we do have the radio connected, so we're good there. And then click on the button to the left of that that says Read from Radio. Click on that. Don't need to worry about changes in this case. Yes, I want to read from it. Because the radio already has a digital contact list on it from the plug and play package, we don't need to worry about that. We can uncheck that box. Only need to worry about that if you're actually changing that. So in this case, nope. We'll click OK. There we go. So we're updating that reading from the radio. Wait for that to read here real quick. And at this point, we'll have all the information that's in the radio onto the software. So we're set here. If we go to channel, oops, it's going to take it a minute to show up here. A lot of information. This has the Ultra Code plug actually, this plug and play. We opted for the Ultra Code plug with it, so it's got over 800 different talk groups, which is awesome. So if we go over here to channel, obviously we can see all those channels in there. So at this point, we need to actually go find out what local repeaters we want to add. So I'm going to open up a web browser here. And the best way to find local repeaters is from repeaterbook.com. That's my personal favorite way to go find them. But if you're in an amateur radio club, a lot of times they have information, for the local repeater in that area. If you have some other ham friends, they'll probably be able to get you the info. Lots of ways to get the information if you don't have access to this. But if you have internet and any kind of device with a web browser, which you most likely do if you're watching me right now, go to repeaterbook.com. And then we'll go down to the North American repeaters. There we go. And, or just select, obviously your region may be different. So I'm going to select my region, click on your area on the map. And what kind of repeater you're looking for. So you can filter it by, 2 meter, 70 centimeter. That's all these radios are going to do. So most likely you want to go with that. Or what kind of mode, so like DMR. I'm going to filter by that because I know the one I want to add. But you can filter by all kinds of different aspects, and that'll narrow down the results. Now here we go. This is what's going to show up. We can see those different options here. There we go, map results. So if you click on map results, you can go to map results again there. There we go, awesome. So this shows you on a map all of those different repeaters. So if we were to click on one, for example, you'll get some more information. I can click for more, and that will pull up some info on it. There we have it. So awesome. I want to go ahead and add this repeater. So I need to write down some of that information. And folks, you know what? I almost forgot. We didn't do any shout outs. So let's get some names up there. A post, where you're from, what your call sign is, and we'll do some shout outs here as those start to come through. Apologize, folks. We always got to do some shout outs on the stream. Awesome. Okay. So the downlink frequency, the uplink frequency, we want to write those down. For those who are unfamiliar, the downlink, best way to think of it is going to be going down from, if you have a repeater, generally are up high. Radios are generally low down on the ground. So downlink is going to be, in the eyes of the radio, a receive frequency. Uplink, in the eyes of the radio, it's going to be a transmit frequency going up to that repeater. So we've got those written down. Color code 4. Great, we have that written down. Talk groups, we've got some information there. So it looks like time slot 2 for the parrot. And let's see, use time slot 1 for all other Brandmeister talk groups. So we have that info written down. Now at this point, we can go back over to our CPS, our programming software, and actually start adding some info. So what I'm going to do is create a zone. So if I go into my zones here, we'll scroll down, you can see all that information the Ultra Code plug has. So I'm going to add local repeater. There we go. We'll create a zone there. Obviously it's going to be, oops, we may actually have to add something to it. So we're going to create the channel first. So we'll scroll down through all of these channels. It may take a second to find the bottom. You just have to find an empty slot. So theoretically you could put it in one of those empty spaces, but we like to keep it organized. Okay. There we have it. Awesome. Awesome, here we go. So we have our options here. I'm just going to add a new channel. Just double click on one of those empty spaces. And at this point, we'll enter the frequencies. Let's see, do we have anyone for shout outs? We have Aaron, W1ATB, good morning. We have WB2DX, awesome, from New York. We have, let's see, Jameson, W9JTC, good morning. Awesome. Let's see, Rob, KI5ETV, Arkansas. Ray, K5DPS from Texas. James, KG5LXV. Let's see, we have Ralph, N6GVG. Awesome. K6AJT, good morning. William, or Bill, KE8SPU. See, Tony, KB0ACP, awesome. I think we just did that one. Roy, K8BYU. Dwayne, W4DAF. Barry, K9FMB. Awesome. John, K7UZN. Awesome. Lots of folks in here. Great. Awesome. Good to have it. Got some shout outs in there. Awesome. So let's go ahead and add our repeater. So this is called the KCI repeater. So we'll go ahead and add that. Now what I'm going to do now is actually add the frequency information. So the receive is going to be the downlink. So that's 4444625 from our information. The uplink will be the transmit, so 4494625. Awesome, there we go. We'll keep that on digital. I'm going to change that power to turbo. Sometimes that can be a little bit hard to reach from here. In fact, we may not be able to in the building here today. And we definitely want to change this down here, DMR mode. Make sure that is set to repeater as opposed to simplex. You want to make sure that's set to repeater in this case. Color code, we know that was color code 4. Time slot, that's going to depend what talk group we're on, it looks like, based on the information we found. So let's see what we can find here. See if these are in any kind of order. See if we can't find the parrot here. No. Yeah, when you have so many talk groups, sometimes it can be hard to find them. Okay, we'll find one here real quick. If not, we'll just pick one. No, I'm not seeing it here. I'm sure it's there, but it can be hard to find with all of those different talk groups. So we're going to pick one. Here we go. There's a Kentucky talk group. Let's try that. Perfect. So we have that in there. Now, it's not a big deal because we can select that talk group from the radio afterwards. So in this case, time slot 1, that's fine. And we'll click OK. We have all that information in there. Make sure if that's an analog, you have your PL tones and everything as well. Now at this point, we're going to go create a zone now. So we'll create our zone. And let's go ahead and add that channel. Should be at the bottom. There we go, KCI repeater. Add that over and click OK. Just like that, perfect. Awesome. Now at this point, we should be able to go back over here. We should be all set. So just click on the Write to Radio option right up here. Write to Radio. And in this case, just don't bother with the digital contact list unless you've changed that. Write the other data. Now, if you have multiple repeaters you want to add, you could add them to that zone. Obviously, you can do this as much as you want, and we'll just click OK and let that write to the radio. Awesome. Wait for that to write here real quick. There we go. It looks like it is complete. So we are all set here. Click OK, and let's check it out. So we have our radio here now. We should be able to unplug that. So we'll unplug that from the cable. And now we have our plug and play package with a local repeater in it. How cool is that? So it's really simple, folks. I know there's a lot of, if you got the plug and play package, you probably either one of two things. You want to save yourself a lot of time, or you want to save yourself a lot of hassle, or most likely both. And it will certainly do that for you. But sometimes if you want to talk to those local repeaters, it can be a little bit daunting to program them if you haven't done that before. But it's really not too difficult. Hopefully we've clarified that for you. It's pretty simple to just get in there and add a couple, especially when you have a framework to work with, like in the plug and play. Awesome, there we have it. So if we look at our zones here, we have our SkyBridge zone with the parrot. Now if we go up, there we go. We'll go up to the last one, local repeaters. We have it there. There's the KCI repeater. So we are all set. So we can give it a shot here. See if we can reach it. No guarantees, but we'll give it a shot. This is W3AMG trying out the my newly programmed radio on the local repeater here. Anyone copy? Looking at the Kentucky talk group. See if we can get anyone to come back to us. Like I said, we may not be able to reach it just in the building here. Sometimes we have trouble with that.
W4AMG, copy you loud and clear, and I'm watching your losses, so thumbs up on that.
K4, awesome. K4ZUN, KF4ZUN. KF4ZUN, awesome. Thanks for coming back to me. Yeah, sounding loud and clear from Tennessee, I see. That's awesome. Clarksville, I've been there quite a bit. My folks had some family, relatives lived over there, so that's awesome. Awesome, there we have it. So lots of people coming back. Looks like it worked. So we are good to go there. That is awesome. So we're pretty much set. We've added our repeater to our plug and play package, and that didn't really take that long. What did that take us? 10 minutes? Probably you could do it even faster. So it's an awesome feature to be able to have, and definitely something you can take advantage of. So let's see. I think we have some questions here. Let's take some questions. Okay. On commercial version, how do I change the channel spacing from 12.5 to other spacing for ham freaks? Or is it just stuck on 12.5 in software, changed in other settings, but still shows 12.5? Interesting. Yeah, great question. So you should be able to use that for the ham spacing as well, as long as it's on a ham frequency. Make sure you're on a ham frequency, and it should allow you to do that. I don't have a ton of experience. Usually I mess around in the amateur side of it. I'm pretty sure it will do that. So if you have trouble with it, definitely give us a call, 816-532-8451. Ask for one of our techs. They will be able to help you with that for sure, because you should be able to do what you're doing there. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, got a call coming in. Looks like, yeah, it's awesome. It's working. Totally up and running on that repeater. Let's see. Just wondering, are there any in-person or classes in LA? I know nothing programming the DMR. Yeah, great question. So there are definitely probably some classes in your area. Have a look at the arrl.net. They're a great resource for a lot of this information. We're looking to maybe even do some in-person classes in the future. We don't have that set up yet, but we'd love to do something like that. Right now, we just do the live streams and the online classes, but we'd be more than willing to help you. But definitely check out your local area. I'm sure there's some local clubs there that have some information. We'll be happy to teach you stuff as well. You could also have a look at Bridgecom University. It's a course with, you know, over 100 videos in it that walk you through step-by-step programming DMR, just about everything you need to know. So a lot of good resources for you, so you're definitely not left in the dark. Let's see. Bob, is there a way to search for talk groups in the CPS? Yeah, I wish. That would be an awesome feature if they ever add that. To my knowledge, there is not. I do want to show you something if I can remember how to do it real quick. If we're on a channel here like this repeater, and I hold down, I think it's 0. There we go. I can actually input an ID. So let's say 9990. I can key that up and I'll get on the parrot. Testing 1, 2, 3, W3 AMG. Okay, now I may have to disconnect, and I don't know if I'm on the right time slot for that, but you get the idea. You can just punch in that talk group and you can key it up straight away and you're talking to it. So if you're on a local repeater, probably the best way is to your popular talk groups, just write down what number they are. Obviously the plug and play, the whole idea is you can easily scroll through everything, but if you're using a local repeater, that will get cumbersome to have, you know, 800 different channels for each repeater. So this is definitely the way to do it if you're going to add a lot of repeaters too. Okay, let's see. Eric, why can't we see code plug listing in alphabetical order instead of numerical order? Okay, I assume you mean, that is a good question. I believe there might be a way to do it, to set it up. I don't think you can change how it orders it. Probably if numbers are in front, they're going to come first, so just whatever's in front of it. But that's a good question. Maybe someone in the comments has more information on that. I've never messed around with it very much, but that would be handy if there's a better way to sort things. So definitely help Eric out. Let's find out. Let's see. Does the radio have MDC and or QC2 encode/decode? Yeah, that's a great question. It's a little bit over my head and what I know, but I can certainly help you get that information. Give us a call, 816-532-8451. One of our techs will be more than happy to help you out with that. I am unsure on that, but we can definitely provide you that information. Awesome. Let's see. Matt, can the 878 be programmed for 2 different networks, TGIF and Brandmeister? Absolutely. Great question. You can totally do that. We even have some videos that go over doing that. You can set it up for either or. I believe there's even a way to do them at the same time, but that can get pretty complicated and technical. So definitely check that out. It's real simple to do. You can set it up for Brandmeister or TGIF, whatever you prefer. And it's pretty easy to switch back and forth as well. Awesome. Let's do some more questions here. We got the giveaway. It will be drawn at 11:30 Central Time. So coming up here in a few more minutes, we'll take some questions, and then after that, we'll draw the winner. Let's see. Look for another question here. Here we go. I see a question. Jameson Cook. What is the difference in single versus dual slot in the monitor? So when you're monitoring, the difference between single and dual slot, basically a single time slot, the repeater can have 2 different things on 2 different time slots. And I apologize, just getting over a cold, so sinuses are still doing weird things. If you have single time slot monitoring, you'll just be monitoring one thing. So you might have a repeater that has Brandmeister on one time slot and then just local activity on the other time slot. Dual time slot monitoring will actually monitor both of those at the same time. So if you're wanting to monitor, most likely you want to do dual slot. Okay, let's see, more questions here. Awesome. How do you manage switching between time slots on a repeater? Some groups on one time slot and other groups on the other time slot. Yeah, that's a good question. So typically you don't really do that on the fly. You set it up. So I suppose in this case, there's only 2 time slots. So if you wanted to have that capability on the fly, You just create 2 channels, you know, KCI repeater TS1, KCI repeater TS2. That will be an easy way to easily use it on the repeater. Most everything, from my experience, you typically just stick with 1 time slot with what you're doing. It's a little bit rare in this case. There's a couple for if you're wanting to use that parrot. But generally you don't. Generally that's not a bridge you have to cross. But if you did, that's the way to do it. Here we go. What's the difference between the AT878 version 1 and version 2? So the UV1 and the UV2. Great question. Yeah, so the original 878 Plus, it was an awesome radio. There's 2 major differences that it doesn't have, which makes, especially if you're buying a new radio, definitely worthwhile going for this one. Although I don't know if you can even get the other anymore, but even if you could, definitely your money will be better spent here. It doesn't do all the APRS, it just does APRS transmit. This also receives. So if you ever get into APRS, it's kind of a big deal, so you want to have the newer APRS. But more importantly, at least for me, was the much, much larger digital contact list. The old radio could only do 200,000 on the digital contact list, and the database out there worldwide has already grown to over 200,000. This one can do 500,000. So a lot more, and you're going to be set for years with this radio, whereas the other one is pretty much already out of date. So with this one, there's a big improvement in that list. Definitely watch out for that. No matter what radio you buy, make sure that list is big enough so you don't have to replace your radio very soon. That is a big deal, especially, you know, getting into a new radio. You don't want to find out, you know, 6 months from now, oh, my radio's out of date, I can't use it anymore. Awesome. Let's see here. Jeremy, will the 868 code plug cross over to the 878 UV3 Plus? Yeah, great question. So the code plugs are not going to just magically cross over, but you can definitely export that data and import most of it into that new radio, or vice versa. You would just basically go up here. We'll show you real quick. You go into your computer and you'll go to Tool, Export, and just export all, or if you just want the channels, export the channels, whatever info you want. And then on that new radio, or vice versa, if you're going from new to old, you go to Tool, Import, click OK, and then import, you know, whatever data, if it was all or channel, whatever you exported, into that new radio. You'll get pretty much everything across. Depending on how you do it, you may or may not have trouble getting your zones across, and you're not going to have your optional settings, but all of your vital information will come across. So definitely you can do it, but it's not quite as simple as just you know, saving and then opening that new file. We do have videos that show you how, so definitely check out Bridgecom University. It'll walk you through the entire process of how to do that. That way you don't miss anything and you're successful. Awesome. And I just want to remind you guys, folks, if you have questions about anything we talked about here today, if you're interested in getting into DMR, we'd love to help you. We've helped thousands of hams, you know, take their DMR radios from sitting on a shelf unused to actually talking to people around the world with their radio, getting them set up with a plug-and-play package. You know, the radio is no good if you can't use it. So we'd love to help you with it. If you're having trouble, we'll help you work through it, whatever you need. We're here for you. So definitely give us a call, 816-532-8451. If you want to reach me directly, you can. That number is 636-465-6023. Don't always give that out, but if you do have questions for me directly, you can reach me. Now, I'm not the most technical guy, so definitely call our tech guys if you have technical questions. But if you need help with something getting set up, I'd love to help you with that. And we're here for you. Obviously, you can ask for me too. But there's a lot of great guys that'll help you. So we'd love to help you, folks. Let's take a couple more questions. Giveaway is going to be drawn in 1 minute at 11:30 Central Time. Let's see. Can I get the, WB2DX, can I get the 878 UV2 pre-programmed for my area? Great question. So absolutely, with the plug-and-play package, we actually do all the programming for the Brandmeister side of things for you. We'll program in your local statewide talk group. We'll program in, depending on what code plug you get, if you get the standard, super, or ultra, we'll program up to 800 different talk groups around the country and the world, so you'll be set for talking to people just about anywhere. Now for local repeaters that don't go through the SkyBridge, Unfortunately, we really have no way to test that. So we just provide you with all the information on how to add them like we did today. But for everything that goes through the SkyBridge, we will totally do that for you. In fact, with that plug and play, if you go with the Ultra Code plug, we even give you options to pick some talk groups yourself if they're not already in there. If you want to add some, just say, hey, I want to add, a couple extra talk groups, we'll do it for you. Awesome, great question. Let's see, looks like they're going to be drawing the giveaway winner now. Let me ask, and we got some more questions here. Is color code the equivalent of CT/CSS on FM for DMR? Nathan asks. Great question. Absolutely, in terms of usability, that is totally the best way to think about it. That's how I think about it. In terms of the technical side of how it works, not quite, but for usability's sake, totally, absolutely. Let's see. Here's a question. There are DMR Brandmeister repeaters that do not specify a time slot. Can we use both? Possibly. You can certainly try it if there's no information out there, see what works. Generally, there is some information out there somewhere. Probably you'll figure out what works after trying it. I generally like to look for that information, but if there's none out there, just give it a shot. Let's see. Here's a question. John asks, will the programming software be updated to use an Excel spreadsheet so that you can pull over your channels from other software such as Yaesu? Well, actually, it already works that way, absolutely. So when you export, so if you go to Tool and then Export in your software, we'll switch this over here so you can see it. You go to Tool and then Export. Even if you have a totally blank radio, you can go up here, read from your radio, and then export all. Export that information. It will export it into a CSV, which you can open in Excel, and you have that Excel format. So if you had a different kind of radio, you could literally take all of that information and copy it over into that sheet. Obviously, there's probably some differences on how they organize everything, but that's the great part about that Excel sheet. You can easily just, one column at a time, there's usually only 10 to 20 columns. You can copy that information, plop it into the correct column, and you're all set. You then just re-import that into the radio, and you're good to go. So you can totally do that. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be frustrating if there's no way to do that. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Do we have any giveaway winners ready?
I've got the regular one ready.
Awesome. Looks like we have the regular giveaway winner. Now what this is, this winner will win a 1-year subscription to BridgeCom Plus, all the goodies that includes, and get exclusive access to all kinds of awesome deals like this giveaway we're going to do here in a second. So it looks like the winner is Chris, KB3SVT, Kilo Bravo 3, Sierra Victor Tango. Is Chris in the house today? Let's find out. And if Chris is not here, we will draw another winner. So let's find out. Give it a little bit of time here. But awesome. Yeah, thanks for showing up, guys, and participating in the questions. Always helpful. Hopefully we can help a lot of folks out. That's my goal, especially, if we're answering your questions. Hopefully we're answering a lot of other people's questions as well. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. There we go. Is this? Yep, well, looks like the right Chris. We have Chris in the house. Congratulations. You have just won yourself a 1-year subscription to BridgeCom Plus. So that's going to get you all kinds of exclusive goodies, access to the entire BridgeCom University library. You'll get exclusive access to sales before they happen. You'll get access to exclusive giveaways like this giveaway we're going to do here in a second. And you'll get access to a community, a Discord server full of like-minded hams able to help you, and you can help them. So awesome. Congratulations to you, Chris. You are now a BridgeCom Plus member. We'll send you some information on getting set up with that. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. And this is for the BridgeCom Plus winner who wins a brand new AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus radio. Let's see. Who do we have for this? Patrick, AB9TC, Alpha Bravo 9, Tango Charlie. Patrick, are you in the house? Awesome, Patrick is in the house. You have just won yourself a brand new AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus radio. Congratulations to you and everyone here. So that is awesome. So he's part of the BridgeCom Plus member group, and he just won himself a brand new radio. How cool is that? So again, if you have questions, give us a call, 816-532-8451. We'd love to help you. And that's all I have for today. Thank you all for attending. We will see you every week at 11 a.m. Central Time here to help with your radio needs. I'm Cody, W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems 73.